Hi everybody, back again in the latest INIBUILDS A350, and I criticized this airplane a lot in the beginning because it was so rough on frame rate. This thing is now butter smooth as the A340 I just reviewed a few days back, but this thing is really quite amazing now. I'm just flying here under a cloud layer, descending for a landing, and it's just really perfectly smooth and buttery, doing 125 FPS here on my Alienware laptop, which is normally what I run at. All the different views are just scrolling right along just fine, and they've really improved. It's a tremendous increase and improvement. So glad that they stepped up to the plate to fix all the performance problems. This thing was a major performance hog, as everybody knows. It was one of the biggest complaints of everybody. So I'll show you the inside of the airplane too, because that has been reduced. All the performance problems have come apparently a lot from the inside cabin, which even myself I could never use before, and this is where a lot of the improvements took place. So we're just descending here. I don't want to do anything too crazy. Descending to about 3,000 feet here, and we're going to come in for a landing. I'm very low on fuel at just a empty maintenance test flight, as they often do. Flying through 240 knots over Manchester, New Hampshire, the airport I'm based at in real life. I'm going to give a quick tour of the cabin here in just a second, so you can see as well how smooth it is now. Still getting used to the A350. It's very complicated and nothing like I'm used to ever before, so I'm really just flying it almost in a toy-like fashion. I really don't know how to program anything. Any knowledge I've learned on the regular Airbus lines just doesn't really transfer over. But now that the plane flies smooth, eventually I'll spend more time on it. I'm going to go ahead and do flaps 1 here. And I've got speed brakes up, so I got to get rid of those. There's flaps 1. One more notch brings out a slat, but it's too high. We're too high a speed for that, so I undid it. There's a lot of automatic slat and flat protection in this, I've noticed. Pretty fascinating, actually. But I wanted to show you, once again, the smoothness of the aircraft. Let me go down to the south here for a minute. Outside performance is great as well, certainly. No problem there. We'll go walk through the cabin for a minute. It's funny, and now it remembered my flap setting I took away at 200 knots. It comes back in all by itself. But let's go ahead and look at the cabin interior here as we walk around. Pretty impressive entry area with all the curtains. The curtains are somewhat open, and then they may close. If you close them, they'll stay that way. But look at the beauty of the first class section. Absolutely amazing, top quality texturing and positioning of everything. It just looks fantastic. I feel nervous walking around without being in the cockpit, but anyway, we'll open the curtains. The little curtain-y sound happens for you. Galley area is really impressive looking. I mean, look at all these things. It looks like you could touch them. I don't know. But anyway, it looks like you could touch all the galley equipment, coffee pots and whatnot. I don't know if the bathroom doors open, but wow, I guess they do open. Wow, look at that. Wow, you can even flush the toilets in there. I didn't even know. All right, so they're back in the other section of business. Again, beautiful cabin and perfectly smooth, still doing 125 frame rate here. We'll open the curtain to the back end again, another one, and finally the rear coach section. So as you can see, just performance has been improved a million times. It's as good as default now. Who would have ever thought that's possible here with the INIBUILDS? But now it is. So default smoothness for everybody. All right, let's get ready to land here. See how smooth it is on landing. my airport's back over this direction. We're going to go this way. And we'll start to reduce speed in a second here. So I'm very light. Ref speed will be very slow. It would be very slow today, probably in the low 130 range. Again, because I'm too much of a novice with this. I really don't even know how to program it in yet. See where the airport is about 11 miles off my side, so I'm going to mush in a little bit closer here. We'll plan on landing south on runway 17 at Manchester. Now the displays are great. I'm currently running this video on TAA mode, so as you can see everything is super crisp and certain smooth, and still everything's running at 125 on the frame rate. I'll show you my settings at the end. Actually, pardon me, we will land north on 35, which is the typical landing runway here at Manchester. And I'm gonna go ahead and fly because it's so nice out today. Auto throttle speeds are doing their thing. I'm going to start slowing to about 180 now. Oh, 10 miles south of the airport. I should be able to see it out here. And there it is over there. So I've got to finagle myself a bit to the left and then back to the right. No sense in slowing too much. I'm a little farther than I thought, but certainly it's been nice to hand fly. Very maneuverable. Full stick to the right, full stick to the left. See how momentum-y it is and sluggish. Oops, a little bit too much up motion. Now the auto throttle is going to react. Again, from the cabin, looks great. Super smooth. Wing flex action from the outside is good. Look at that. And the sounds of the engine are phenomenal. The mighty hum is really noticeable here. They have a great sound pack already with this aircraft. Pretty much we'll kill the flight director doing a visual approach here, and just going to find the runway outside. I feel like I'm somewhat sloppy here. There's the runway 35 at Manchester, where I always land for work. And we'll go ahead and kill, well, I'll leave the auto throttle on a little bit. It's very precise. We'll go ahead and get gear down. Listen to the nice gear sounds. Watch the gear doors here on the display. Next notch of flaps, flaps 2. 3.5 is in sight now, we have it right there. And the winds are out of the north at 24 knots up here. Make sure my spoilers are armed. And they are. I'm going to kill auto throttle just by yanking the throttles back to idle. That will disarm the auto throttle. Flaps 3. And I think ref's going to be in the mid 130s or low 130s right now. I can feel it with the weight. I'm at idle and she's still very high and fast on the slope. Full flaps. Good headwind Power's still at idle. I may be able to idle this all the way in. We'll find out. Nope, need a little thrust. It's slowing down, which it should. People say in the latest version there's a change to the ground effect and landing qualities of the aircraft. I haven't had time to test it enough to really know, but we'll see on this landing how it is. I have no auto brakes set at all. We'll just use some reverse. About 130 knots is working out perfectly. We'll fix that. Kill the sink rate. Just adding a little power on and off here. You can hear the clump of the throttle quadrant stop. Power to idle here. Nice touchdown and go to reverse. Knots. I'll add a little foot brakes, manual brakes, 80. Alright, so there you can see it performs very well, very smooth. And it's just as smooth as any of the default aircraft, which is really, really incredible. Let's do a quick turnaround here. Beautiful texturing and all. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the little video there about the A350 and how it's improved. Please let me know what you think about the aircraft if you own it and use it yourself. And please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you real soon. Thanks.